Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 50, Day 1. We have hit Day 50 and today is a brown day, so we're going to be using that weird Ubistet team that we're messing around with. And now for once, most of you will probably be able to use it too, since Ubistet was just available last week for crafting, so quite a few more people were able to go and obtain him. But yeah, we finally hit 50 Guild War weeks. That is quite a lot. We'd be almost at like 70 or 80 right now if raids and invasions never came into the game though. But nonetheless, let's see what we have here. That's obviously not the team we're going to be using. And let's switch over to Brown. Also, I did finally get to test the beta. Looks like a lot of fun. A little bit weird, some things with it, but we'll see how it pans out. It's still in, they're still tweaking things. Can't really say much about it, but I can say that it was a lot of fun. And they did pack quite a bit. That it's pretty obvious why next patch is 4.0. But anyways, I will be going with this. Gorgolfa, Corvash, Diviner, Ubistet. I almost feel like getting rid of Corvash from this, to be honest. It's not speeding it up at all. It's just making it a more consistent win, I guess. But he doesn't really do damage for us. What are we missing from this team? Purple and blue. Is there nothing... Oh, we could... we could put a weird skull spammer there. I don't know if that'd be worth it. I think we'll just stick with Corvash for now. It's a lot safer, even if we don't gain like a ridiculous amount of points, as long as we guarantee that 5-0, because we got a lot of 4-1s last week, like a ridiculously absurd amount of 4-1s. Actually, so many 4-1s that were actually all the way in the lowest category in my own guild. I can't even remember last time I've been all the way down here, though it does make up a good majority of the guild. I think it's like 1/3 or almost even half the guild because of how big the section is. But anyways, let's go and head in there. Go in with this, basically rush Diviner into, well, not necessarily rush. Or you know what, that's actually a problem with our banner too, isn't it? Though there isn't any that will rush it directly. Yeah, I guess we rush Gorgolfa, hope they don't use Scion, and then go down the Diviner route. And Corvash will be there just for safety's sake, and Ubistet will be our main damage. That seems like a game plan. Anyways, let's get into that then. Don't think I need to tweak anything. Double check one last time that it is indeed brown. I have yet to ever use the wrong color on the wrong day. I know it will happen eventually, but I have not done it yet. Also, hello, Demon or Angel. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Crow. Hello, Steve. Hello, Bogdan. Hello, JZG. Hello, Dragon Ball Z fan. Hello, Loro. And welcome from Italy. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Crow. I actually said hello to Crow, but hello. Hello, John OK. And hello, everyone else. Welcome. Okay, let me just go move this over. Oops, I just made the chat smaller. And hello, Captain. Hello, Zeddicus. Welcome, welcome. Now we'll go take the purple down. Go take ourselves a... Probably just rush Gorgolfa. If he takes Skull, it's actually beneficial to us. Oops, let me not give him that. That would not be good. If we could get her to full mana, that'd be amazing. That's probably not going to happen that quick. We'll try for a yellow to yellow. Didn't get it, but he just takes Skull. He does get some mana on it, though. Now we just really need a brown or a yellow surge. Unfortunately, he gets even more red if I do that. So we'll take it this way and just take the yellow off of there. Oh, he still had to convert. I wasn't paying attention to that. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's... Oh! That's really not good. Wow, that combo. Okay, we got ourselves a problem. Still winnable, but that definitely made things quite unfortunate, especially since Ubistet is nowhere in range at the moment. I don't even know what I do about that now. Normally, Corvash poke would be a way to kind of get it into range. Or to go and drain him. If we had a Corvash right now, we'd still be able to drain him. He does have immune to it, but he's stunned, so he wouldn't have had immune. I'm not sure how we work around that. He's going to kill Gorgolfa, which is definitely bad. Also, he's almost going to kill the next one, too. And he, like, hit his HP, but we don't have any way to directly hit it. Let's see. Hopefully he takes the Skull. Okay. Well, extra turn Skull. We can actually lose first battle. What is with our 4-1 streak all of a sudden? But yeah, it does indeed go down. And I think it's already over. What a way to start. From last week where we had too many 4-1s, and we start with a 4-1. If we even do that good. But we'll go and still play it out. It is Guild Wars, so we have to play out every battle. Even if we are losing this badly. We'll go move that down. Huh. Well then. And it was mainly the Tapon convert that really did it. I was taking the mana so he wouldn't get a red extra turn. But in doing so, I gave him a 5 times red off the Tapon. But yeah, I need to keep note of that team. I don't even use most of those troops either. I might actually need to set that as my defend. I don't know what was up with his weapon though. Like, that team seemed really solid aside from the weapon. I guess he just ran out of stuff to use from all of his other teams. He's what I currently use for Brown team. I actually revamped, though I have no clue how it's doing because we're all the way down in this bracket, so it's hard to tell. But I was using a variant of a Yagway team. I was using the Divinia Yagway, which I think would still be decent. It just doesn't have as good of like a Tapon start. But I don't know, maybe we should throw Tapon in there. Gosh, replace out catchers with Tapon and go crazy with the convert. We wouldn't use Brown, but it converts Brown, so it wouldn't really matter that we're not using Brown. Yeah, we'll give that a shot next time, I guess. Anyways, let's go and not lose again would be great. That might be useful, just possibly, maybe. Could be. Alright, so move that over. Yeah, all we had to do was counter him that battle was one single Corvash, but he died before we could even get it down. Alright, so he'll skull us. We'll go and try to find the last little bit of our mana. I don't see where we can currently grab it, so let's get that. We can take a brown that's not going to be full, but we'll still grab it. We need to work towards it. Take yellow, and now we're pretty much just good to go. And now we'll hopefully be able to get some extra turns down. She does have immune to drain, so if we hit enough extra turns, it's not going to matter. That or we're just going to have to do it and go from there for the first one. And I guess that's the way we go, because I need to make sure we have enough Ubistet damage, so we'll do that. Go for a Gorgolfa there. Get a nice Ubistet in there. He'll take whatever. We throw Ubistet, and then we can just kind of go from there. And just kill the 2 down. Recycle it again. And should be good to go. So we Corvash again. Poke him once, possibly. He's actually doesn't have his reduction anymore, so we can go for the poke for full damage because we stunned him. And then just Ubistet that. And that's what's supposed to happen. Unfortunately, previous battle, not quite. Not quite. Oh no, they're all setting this team. So what's up with this crown? Create 9 red and summon a random Urska troop. I guess it's banking on the 9 red aspect. It's also using Titan. I think that's just the class it's currently using. I don't know if that's actually synergizing with it. Well, it starts with half mana, so it has that synergy. Titan is just insanely good to begin with, though. Seems to be running the Enrage version of it. I would think if you were using this particular team, you would use the Explode version of it. But I guess to a degree it doesn't really matter because it's already such a good class. Plus it's probably using it for its hero, not as for its actual team here. But yeah, Yagway Queen Titania. Still a decent combo. It's banking on the fact that Tapon will land onto a brown to red convert, getting rid of the browns that we need. Technically the team that we're using right now isn't excessively brown dependent though. But he will convert those over. And then he'll get Yagway up. He'll get some Fairy Fire, and he's banking on he will Fairy Fire one of our first 2 troops. I guess a good counter to that would be make sure both of our front 2 troops have Fairy Fire. That still wouldn't completely negate it. Also, we can't even go the Submerge route with like some kind of blue-brown there either. Mainly because if we did, I don't even know if there is, but even if there was, that would only work against Queen Titania. It wouldn't actually stop Yagway. But yeah, we'll try this again. I'm actually going to do the exact same team to see if we can actually get it down now that we're more aware of what the team does. Because that's actually the first time I've ever seen that used on defense. Okay, we'll go and we'll take that over. Didn't get a drop off the green. Brown, is it worth taking? Or do we just go all in on green? I think we're so close to green already that we just go all in. I do need to make sure I move things away so we can't actually tape on though. So you know what, I'm actually going to go for the brown just because he needs it for his convert. So we'll get rid of that for him. There's a bunch of reds on the board now. I think we got a good enough start that will be okay this time around. Because all we really need is to go convert out his red at this point. So he's going to get a bunch more. We could even just take a red right here. Oh no, but that's going to give him too much. I guess we take a red to blue. This doesn't help us mana-wise though, but it'll stop him slightly. And it'll most likely miss. No, I'm just going to go for a green and just hope he misses. Okay, he does indeed miss. Well, at least he doesn't extra turn, which is the main thing, considering the miss. Okay, so he does have his double combo. But we should have full mana next turn onto our Corvash. So we'll just explode the board. We actually got enchant on everything too, so that's pretty useful. Actually, we already have full mana now. Queen Titania I actually can't do anything about at the moment, but it's only, that's still a lot of damage. It's still hitting like a 40 even without anything. No Fairy Fire, no nothing. Keep forgetting how high its damage actually is. Yeah, I guess Corvash Ubistat. I believe we actually are in Ubistat range right now, too. Let's just do that. Oh, it doesn't hit either of the 2 damage, though. Well, at least we could drain both of them simultaneously now. But we'll go do that. He's stunned, so he will lose his mana. And what else do we need? We'll go just Gorgolfa it. And it's kill range and dead. Okay, so that went a lot smoother than the previous one. Still not the greatest. We took a lot of damage there, but yeah, it's an interesting team. I don't know if I would actually set it, though, because if we were to run the Ursica Crown with it, the biggest issue with that, it does have synergy, but the biggest issue with that is we'd have to care about what hero we use, and I hate having to be obligated to a certain hero, at least for the next few months, until we get all of them maxed. Once we get them all maxed, it won't really matter, but until then, or until they add some kind of new feature where it will be easier to switch. That is not being brought into next patch, by the way. We already kind of knew that that wouldn't be, but unfortunately, we are not getting the hero class switching thing, or, you know, basically the ability to set your hero per team. That is not coming, at least not next patch. It will be coming eventually, though. Also, as far as 4.0 stuff, no, I can't really say much about 4.0, unless it's already public information that we kind of already knew. Let's see. Spoiler 4.0 coming soon, TM. Yes, that is true. It's coming very soon. We already know that from the spoiler thread, too. It says next kingdom is August 24th. Which means technically next patch should be before that date, presumably. Okay, what do we need to move? We'll go and we can just go right into Ubistat. Problem is I don't have enough damage down yet to even utilize that. Ideally it would go to Gorgolfa now, but a little bit of a weird board. Don't have anything to really get going. This would be a good time to have like a first turn empowered. I don't know if there's a single brown empowered though at the moment. That'd be great once they finally do add one. Of course, every single color will basically have one eventually. Okay, you know, like a Mercy version for brown. And then again, even if there was that, we probably wouldn't be able to use it on brown Guild War Day since it probably wouldn't feed into itself. Anyways, let's go and we got the board ready, so let's go get that down. Get all the things we need. I still don't have the damage to kill them. Picking things that we don't even really get much value out of. I think I just Gorgolfa for the sake of Gorgolfing. And then we get a Corvash down on him. And that will bring us to kill range, get the mana down, and go from there. So that should be a high enough damage. We'll just assume it is, and it is. And how do we go about this? I should probably not convert out brown, because we need it for everything. So we'll convert out purple here. Color we don't even use. He does have a crack in there, which is slightly concerning if he gets a Devour off, because that will hurt our points if he does. And there goes our points. Good job. Other problem with that, that also took out my main damage source as well. That's concerning. Still a win, or should still be a win, but it does hurt our points a decent amount. Okay, let's just go get a convert onto the brown here. Oh wait, what am I doing that for? We don't even have anything to feed really into it anymore. Now that Ubistat's down. Alright, we basically just need to take every skull we see and just try killing it that way. We'll just have to take the point loss for it. Alright, we have enchant, so we're having a lot of chance this battle at least, if nothing else. Get a nice Corvash down. He's pretty much never going to have the mana do anything. Next Corvash kill as long as we get like another skull beforehand. I'll go convert out the purple, which we don't need. Actually, a lot of stuff we don't need now. But we'll go clear out the Gorgolfa. And let's match with one Corvash, and dead. The struggle of always losing one. And we got ultra rare ingots. We do get all the PvP stuff. We still get PvP rating and everything. Each one of these do count as a PvP battle. Also, if you have any traits that work specifically only in PvP, they do work in Guild Wars, by the way. Even though Guild Wars technically isn't PvP, it does indeed still work there. Okay, we'll move that over. Yeah, it basically is PvP, even though it technically isn't PvP. Okay, we'll move that over. Also, hello, Jose and Sean and Siplam and Zero. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, the big 50s. You loved reading and you thought you did a great job. Thank you. Thanks for doing that. You're looking forward to next week. Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed doing the little video recording thing. It took a lot longer than I expected to set it all up and everything. The first one actually took me like 5 hours between everything. It's because things kept messing up. Next time I do it should only take like 2 or so, I would expect. But like everything that could possibly messed up. I think that was like the 3rd time I actually tried recording that thing. But it worked in the end and came out decently. There we go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the future story thingies. If anything else, it'll get me reading more, because I definitely don't read enough, that's for sure. Haven't read a book in like 3 years now. What do we even need to do? Let's go get a Gorgoltha down. I have nothing I can actually do about that Forest Guardian. So, yeah, we just ignore it. Can't do anything about it, we'll just ignore it. Okay, he's definitely in kill range. It was questionable before, but now it definitely is. Of course, we could calculate it out if we really needed to know. Okay, he gets a bunch of convert. Doesn't seem too over the top, though. Corvash will only get rid of barrier. So what I'm actually going to do here is just explode, because I need to make sure we apply damage to him. We have our other enchant there. He's about to try doing mana, but of course we can just go and drain him, so not much of an issue there. Even him hitting with Doom Skulls isn't really going to hurt Gorgoltha. Got another Ubistet. Now would be a good time to actually calculate this. I believe the answer is no, it's not enough damage. But let me go double check real quick. So we have 34 plus 40 plus 33 plus 52 plus 47 plus 58. That comes out to 274. And what's your boost ratio again? Divide that by 4. And add whatever your base damage is. That means we're exactly at 99 damage. That is not enough, so we'll go explode. It's still not enough. Now we have 100 damage, but, Wait. No! Really? You have 101. We're 1 damage short of killing it for a double kill. Is there no way we can do 1 damage right now? Hold up. How close was the... Oh, no, it was exactly on the dot. Okay, because I was thinking maybe the 1 attack we gained off of him also gave us additional damage. But no, we have to go throw in another explosion. And now we can kill it. There we go. Okay, so that Guild War day definitely could have gone a lot better. But, oh well. We're going to go back onto the 4-1 streak, apparently. But, there we go. And currently, we are behind on the guild. We have slightly more points than them, but that's because we've done 6 more battles than them. If you scale it together, assuming the other person does the decent amount, we're probably behind by about 5,000 points, I want to say, technically. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. As far as the actual ranking, we're right about in the middle right now. But realistically, I think we're in about 16th or 17th. As long as we don't make the bottom 3, we'll be good. But, yeah, if we can maintain that, that's fine. Also, as long as we're above Martha's Guardians for the final day as well is pretty important. Because we'll see exactly how that pans out. But of course, that's worth 100% EXP for like 3 weeks, so or until the next reset day. So basically 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Oh wait, never mind. It wasn't Martha's Guardians. It was Tough Unrepentant. Oh, that's good. They're a little bit lower. It would have been best if it was someone way low. But they're low enough that we should hopefully be able to beat them on that final day. We'll have to see. I'm making sure to use my best defend team I have on that day as well. Well, I would have used that anyways, but I have revamped my team order. And I now have my yellow team on yellow day. Main reason I'm doing this is because of, one, it's meta. And people are probably going to use super ridiculous yellow teams on yellow day. But the other one is, I switched up my teams with all the other things. So we used to have that on a different day, but now we have it both on the Bard day. So now we don't need to have like 2 different hero classes of Bard throughout the week. We can just use both of them on the exact same yellow day. And just use Bard once and then have it for both. We could use Bard for our normal yellow team that I'd be using to get +1 to all stats. And then we can use it also for the this team itself. So that it's not the most optimal thing, but it gives Infernus, Ubistet, Divine Spala, obviously 1 stat per turn to everything, which is pretty useful on them. Anyways, that's that. Yeah. Right now, we're currently leveling the Knight Hero class because next week's event is for the Knight. I've stopped with Sorcerer because we've gotten a high enough levelage on it that I won't be bringing it back out until this Thursday to do the event video thingy on it, which will also push it into level 100. Where'd it go? Where's Sorcerer? Somewhere's in all this mess. But yeah, there it is, level 98. So I'll be finishing that out on this Thursday for the event. just to get it to 100 naturally. And yeah, now we're working on Knight. We only need Light to level 70, but definitely by next Thursday, not this week Thursday, but next week's Thursday, need to make sure we get it to 70. It doesn't actually need its final perks. While Light Tree does have a pretty nice perk, it's only good if you're actually using Divines. And generally, a Knight team does not use Divines. If I'm not mistaken, there's not even a single Divine Knight in Sword's Edge, which is kind of weird. There are Divine Knights, but I don't think any of them actually reside in Sword's Edge, which is where this troop is from. And then obviously all allies gaining 2 armor, or all mech allies gaining 2 armor, that's useless. And all Ursicas gaining 1 attack per turn is useless with this hero class. So there's no point in getting it to 100 ever, unless they added Divine Knights to that kingdom. Actually, let me go check real quick. Is there a single Divine Knight in this kingdom? Willing to make a bet there isn't. I know they exist, they're just not in Sword's Edge. Let's see, where's Sword's Edge? Sword's Edge, where are you? Where'd he go? Let's just go under Divine. Let's see, where is the Divine category? Oops, why didn't it click? Okay, there's one. But it's useless, it's Valor. Deals damage to an enemy, deal double if the enemy is a daemon. This was back added when daemons were huge. It wasn't even that good of a counter back then, nor is it that good these days. And if the enemy dies, give a random ally 8 life. You can tell that thing is a little dated. Even though it's not actually that old. I think it's like a month and a half or something. But yeah, Valor is the only one. And he's useless. Hello, Varpenny! Also, let me look backtrack and chat a little bit. I was focusing on Guild Wars and may not have seen anything. Marcelo, I cannot say anything about Delve, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. As far as how it's actually structured, I don't think I can mention anything on it yet. When I can, I will, but at the moment I can't. The only thing I can really say is what we know from that one screenshot, in that it basically is what Dungeons should have been when it first released, is basically what Delve is. Let's see. Hello, Rasa! You can't seem to find your video that shows the team for lower level pet and dungeon matches. Can you help with that? Sure. I can go get that real quick. Let me see. 1 second. Currently using a different browser than I normally do. Main reason for this is I'm seeing if it actually lags less. Also, do you guys notice if it is lagging less? Because I'm trying something out right now to see if Chrome is actually the problem. Because I notice Chrome has been lagging me like crazy lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't have it updated. Probably. I don't think I've ever updated Chrome. Kind of assumed it would do it on itself. But that could be the problem. But currently using, what is that, Microsoft Edge? Or whatever that new thing is. It isn't Explorer, but it's the basically new version of Explorer that they branded horribly. Which is actually better than Explorer, but they branded it horribly. Let's see. Anyways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the pet battle. Let's see. It'd probably be under, well, one thing's first. Where's my video manager? There it is, video manager. And then we can just go under pet, and that should bring it up. I'm pretty sure just bringing up Gems of War Pet Rescue brings it up immediately. Even if we just use the normal search bar, Gems of War Pet Rescue. And it's the one that has like the 8 tiles on it. There it is, Pet Rescue Teams. How to win all 8 battles at any level guide. Okay, let's click on that one. That's definitely the right one. I click on it again because it brings it to the video editing thing. Pause it so it doesn't play an ad or anything. And there we go. Okay. So copy that. And there's the pet rescue link for whoever was asking for that. That video goes over early game teams for pets, which would definitely be very useful for tomorrow, given that tomorrow is one of the new pets. I will be covering a video tomorrow going over it, though I will be using it just on this late game account. Not sure exactly what I'll be throwing at it. It depends what typing it is. If it's something like Strix and all those, I might go throw like a Mang team for once. I don't think I've ever shown a Mang version of pet battles. It's particularly good against the Strix because they gain so much armor through a lot of their stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. It really depends what typing it is, and we'll build like a mid-range or low-level range team for it or something for tomorrow. Let's see. You can't see. Oh, never mind, I already posted that. But yeah, Big D, we ended up posting the video right there in chat if you're still around. For Goblin teams, you can use 2 times Goblins Apothecary with 2 times Highforge. For pet battles, The easiest way of doing it is gob chompers, of course. But, I've never seen a apothecary spam high forge team. That would technically work. A little bit of a weird strategy to go with it, but it would work. Let's see. How long was the beta last time? The beta was about... Well, the beta lasts all the way until next patch. They generally don't close the beta until, like, it launches the patch. Like, the beta normally goes, like, all the way up until the day of. Sometimes it's still even active when the patch is alive. But yeah, I'd say about 2 weeks normally. Approximately 2 weeks. Let's see. Hello, M78. Welcome. What's 97? Did I miss something? Did someone ask a question that I didn't see? Good evening, Earthbound. Welcome. How have I been? I've been pretty good. Let's see. Oh, no problem, Dallas. Glad I could help. If you have any specific questions, feel free to leave them in chat. Sorry, guys. Just going through all the chat I didn't see earlier. Let's see. You don't have the new mythic. Is that the only one currently in the drop table? Or are they all in the one being the highest chance? No, currently it is only the most recent mythic that is in the drop table right now. It is the Arachnian Weaver. He is still available all the way until Friday reset or the end of Thursday. So he's still available for, what is that then? That's 2 days and something hours, like 6 hours or so. But yeah, until Friday reset, he'll still be in all the drop tables, Glory Gem, Guild, and VIP chests. And event keys currently have no mythic in them. And obviously gold keys can't drop mythic, so there's no mythics in there either. But yeah, Glory Gem, Guild, and VIP chests only have their Arachnian Weaver. I keep wanting to say Arcanian. But yeah, he's going to be out on Friday. And at that point, all the mythics, including him, will be in the drop table. Basically all at an even rate. So yeah, if you don't want Weaver, wait till Friday. If you do want Weaver, use them now before Friday gets here. Let's see. Let's see. Zero, I don't know if I can mention everything with that. Also, I don't even know what everything is because they still haven't even given us a patch notes yet. So I couldn't even answer that if I tried. But yes, obviously it's already been confirmed that there's going to be a new game called Delve. There's going to be the Underworld, which was already mentioned. And there's going to be a new map, which looks pretty cool. It's actually the first time they've ever redone the map ever. This map that you see behind this board is the same map since day one release of Gems of War. So they're revamping it for the first time ever, which is pretty cool. And of course, the Underworld's bringing a whole new map as well. Is Arcane Rage Tradestone hard to get? You have 17 of them. Every single Arcane can technically be a little hard to get. They are obtained by two main means. You either go to the shop and then spend glory on them. Like right now is a really good time to stock up on Arcane Planes because they only cost 200 glory each. So if you needed them for anything, great time to go and get them. Or to stock up if you feel like you'll need them for something. I don't think there's too much that needs it. The main thing you'd want to have it for is Divine Ishbala for the most part. Divine Ishbala requires it for fully traded. And she's currently one of the most meta troops in the game right now. She's used in all of the very insanely overpowered Divine teams at the moment. Of course, that requires a lot of other pretty big troops to actually be able to use. But she is pretty high up there as far as usefulness. And one cheaper team that you can kind of do with her is Divine Ishbala into Farce Guardian. Or Farce Guardian to Divine Ishbala, actually, is more so the team. But there's still somewhat mid-range teams that run with her. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure you have the Arcane Tradestones for her. But the other way that you gain Arcanes mainly is from doing Explore in various kingdoms. So this week you have to do kill a bunch of purples in PvP or Explore. So you can go to a purple kingdom like Kedar or Karakarov or some of the other ones, or just any kingdom where you need trade stones from and just go and farm them. Like blue purples, we can go get those and stuff like that. Explore has 2 times the rate of actually being able to find things like arcanes and such. So if you ever needed to specifically farm one down, you generally just keep spamming Explore in whatever kingdom is associated with it. And also, if you don't know which kingdom goes to which trade stone, you can see it underneath your hero, underneath inventory. So if you wanted to know where on Earth you could find like a arcane beast trade stone, you can just click on it and it'll show every kingdom that has it. Same as this one, you can see for green purple we actually have 2 options, Bright Forest or Zolkari. You just click on it and it brings you directly to the little explore thingy, or at least to the kingdom page. Hello Vartpenny, welcome. Valor is amazing. No, he is not. The joke. Let's see. Tacet, without giving any spoilers, do you feel the beta is stable enough to go live in August, or does it need a lot of love? It almost always needs a lot of love. But that's mainly because it's deliberately in a state where it needs a lot of love. Mainly because it, that's the whole point of things like the beta, is to catch stuff like that. And it's not like it's a completed version, it's the beta. So they're still tweaking a bunch of stuff always with it. Let's see, you've been working with quite a cool soul farming team with Dragon Soul, Divinia, Dragonian Monk, and Def. Seems decent enough. Def seems a little bit out of place though, but the rest of the team seems pretty nice. Let's see. Well, I guess Def does have 50% necromancy, so that's kind of useful. And I assume that's kind of the aspect of why you're using it. Let's see. You love when you only go through the chat and wait with playing. Yeah, I sometimes do that. It makes it a lot easier to check chat, that's for sure. Because obviously it's ridiculously hard to play and do chat simultaneously. But anyways, with that being said, let's go and do some PvP. We are using a really weird hero class right now that is super bad with this team. So we'll see if we can actually take out things like this. I don't know if we can. We might just have to stick with easier battles like the fire bombs and such. But we're definitely at a disadvantage given the hero we're using. We're using a level, under level 40 knight, which has no synergy with this team at all, and is already pretty bad to begin with. Okay, let's go and throw that down. Actually, don't you have a thing where you gain 3 magic on shields? I should probably give that to you. This is actually a shield, so we can utilize that 3 extra damage. We're also gaining 5 damage from the fact that he gains 5 extra magic when using a blue weapon, and that is technically a blue weapon. So oddly enough, we're actually doing more damage right now with Divine, if we were to go get that +3, we'd be doing more damage right now with Divine Protector than we would if we were using Divine Hero class. Which seems kind of odd, but it is the case. Oh, why did I do that? Well, I guess it still kills it. We could have just Ubesteaded it or whatever else we had there. Alright, down it goes. Let's go and modify that real quick, because I don't believe I have that set at the moment. Let's see. I don't even know which tree has it. Let's see. I know he has it for sure. Yeah, we'd have to give up 10 armor in first spot for 3 magic. Is that even worth it? I don't know if that trade-off's even worth it, but I guess it is. So we'll go give it 3 additional magic. Now it's less durable, but it's, I still do not understand why he does not have armored. We need to get rid of Avenger for armored or something. Or Night Bond for armored. Or Plate Guard for... No, I still don't understand this one either. They need to make this 2 armor to all knights per turn to actually make this viable. It wouldn't be overpowered at all. It'd still be a completely useless hero class even with that. But it would at least make it, like, viable in some instances. Because it's not even good with knights at the moment. You're better off using Death Knight in essentially every single team. Yeah, move that over. Throw that down. He'll go do whatever, and then we just double kill off of Ubesteads. Oh, did I skip your question? My bad. Wait, what was your question? Could you re-mention it? How did I skip your question? That means I must have missed some other ones too. Let's see. Let's see. Hello, Baktron. Welcome. You're still waiting on the Fairish Raw? It should be in the next few weeks in Soulforge. Hello, Sherry. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy the stream. And if any of you guys have any other questions or anything else you want me to do, just let me know. I'll make sure to do so. It's always fun doing shoutouts to people. Okay, we'll go do yellow. Hello, William. Welcome. Okay, what else do we need here? We'll just go through the Infernus there. We'll go and probably Sunbird, unfortunately. Like, right before we killed it. There we go, good. Now we'll just kill it, and he'll do Firebomb, and that'll be that. And if he doesn't, well, we'll throw, like, Infernus or something at it. There we go. And down it goes. I cannot answer that, Ziplom, for 2 reasons. One is they may revamp it, who knows? And the other is I can't say it even if I did. But no. There's no public information on that yet, so I can't actually say what the system is for delving. Let's see. Take purple. Throw another furnace. We'll just go put the Ubisted on it. You've been using a team, and you would like your opinion? It's Great Maul, Mercy, King Bloodhammer, and Forest Guardian. Yep, sounds pretty good. I never actually tried it with Forest Guardian before. I normally do it with, oh wait. Never mind, that's slightly... No, I normally do it with Inferno King on the team instead of Forest Guardian. Let's see. You don't use purple, but you convert it out with Mercy. I don't know. Would Forest Guardian be better than Inferno King? I don't know. What's the reasoning for Forest Guardian instead of Inferno King? Like, I use the same team occasionally. I don't use it that often, but I normally do it with Inferno King, and I don't know exactly what the Forest Guardian is for in comparison, unless you don't have an Inferno King. But what are its two converts? It's purple to skull, which is the colors you don't use, but the problem with that is you're mercying away the purples as well. And the other one is brown to green, which only goes to itself, and it blocks the Bloodhammer instead of feeding it mana. Because I would much rather just feed the mana to Bloodhammer and get his Doomskull convert. Oh, you don't have Inferno King. Okay, that makes sense then. Oh yeah, what you're using is fine then. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, the team you're using is perfectly fine. In that case, you'd probably want to put Forest Guardian a little bit further up in your team then. If you're going to be using it for its barrier, you might as well put it into second slot. In front of your Mercy. Okay. Do we even bother taking this out? I still feel like we should go to weaker battles. Oh, but that's not much weaker, is it? So that's actually my defend team for tomorrow as well. We'll see how it goes. Though we're in such a low area in our guild that it's not really going to matter too much. I can't say, but how about thumbs up or thumbs down in the camera? No, I can't do that either, unfortunately. Okay. Go through an Infernus down. Get a nice Ubisted in there. Soon TM, I know. You'll probably find out in like a week or two. Pretty sure like in 2 weeks from now she'll be doing a 3. Or a 4.0 stream, most likely. Also, they're probably doing some kind of spoiler on Saturday that I can say stuff about. Because once they release information, I'm allowed to say it. Or if it becomes like extremely public knowledge, I could probably say it as well. Like the fact that New Kingdom's coming out on 24th, or it should be. Which means the new patch is likely before then. Like, we already know that information. We'll go through that then. What do you think of Divine Protector, Ishbala, Stargazer, and Divinia? Sounds fine. Stargazer is a really interesting troop that I don't personally use that much these days, but it is still insanely good. Hey, it's the closets from the story. Anyways, but yeah. What was I just saying? I have no clue how that distracted me so much. But yeah, Stargazer. Used to use it a lot. I personally don't too much, mainly because basically because attack spam. Ever since they changed Entangle to no longer break whenever you get an attack buff, attack spam has basically been like going downwards in usefulness ever since then. But I don't know. Very rarely would you ever need like that gigantic burst, unless you really needed the blue counter. I still think it's fine in the team that you mentioned. Okay, what do we need to move around here? We'll take a yellow over or something. Actually, we'll take the green. Just get our protector up, go for a poke. Not like it really matters. This team's gonna go down pretty easy regardless. And Ubistet will hopefully be enough, and is. Oh, sorry. Yeah, apparently the change I did to try to make sure that it wouldn't lag didn't work. So it's one of 3 things: YouTube, my connection, or actually a couple things. It's either YouTube, my connection, my computer, or the program itself. I don't believe it's the program. But then again, it has lagged every single time I tried opening it. But it's completely up to date and everything, so I don't know. But it actually might be the program now that I think about it. Could be computer too. It's working on to 6 years old, so it is something I'll be fixing eventually. Or getting a new one, I mean. This is basically going to be my backup screen once I do get a new computer. I'll probably actually be using this computer and just have one gigantic full screen chat on it, as well as the notification thingy. It's basically what I'll be using this computer for once that happens. I might even still keep the programs on it too and just do it on here. I'm not quite sure. Like the ones I make the thumbnails and everything off of. Anyways, we got a Mercy to deal with on this one. Am I hyped for next patch? Yes. I wish next patch was live right now. I feel so bad playing on the beta version because I know every single second I'm playing it is not actually progressing the account. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is definitely a lot of fun. And we're definitely going to be making another account to go and do it with, for sure. I might even make it slightly preemptive. Just so we start getting the account just a little bit level, just so it's kind of situated before the patch actually comes out. Is Mercy green in Forge if you want to craft? Wait, what? It depends on your platform. If I'm not mistaken, the roles that the colored gem thingies do is different on the PS4 version, the Xbox One version, and the other version, which is PC Mobile and PC Mobile and Amazon thingy. But it's like, oh wow, we just got 3 event keys off that. That's the second best drop. Very nice. But anyways, just like 42 gems. But sorry, what was the thing I was just looking at? Yes, let me go double check. I actually didn't go into it. I was checking a couple of them, but I didn't see anything too over the top. But yeah, Mercy is kind of okay to go for. She's one of the better late game kind of troops that are epic. Only real big issue with it is most of the stuff she synergizes with are legends and mythics. Let me see, is she under green or blue? Nope, not on this platform she's not, or maybe she's under blue. Nope, she's not available this week. She might be on console on one of the 2 versions, but I kind of stopped going over these for the most part unless it's something really relevant. Just because it isn't uniform across all platforms. Against PC Mobile and the Amazon it is, but if you're playing on PS4 or Xbox One, I believe they're completely different things in each one of these compared to what's on here. The only one that's consistent across all platforms is whatever 8 legends/mythics are craftable in a given week, which is why I go over them. Also because those resources are a lot more important to use the diamonds, using those correctly, than the little color jewels. Color jewels are not really used for anything in particular at the moment, so if you waste them, it doesn't really matter. With Emperor Liang, it's better to use Bull Taurus or Spark Grinder. Generally, you don't ever use Emperor Liang, but if you were to use one or the other, I would probably say to use Bull Taurus with it, because it would gain more of a benefit. Spark Grinder you very, very rarely ever use. The only thing you really bring that out for is occasionally with Carnex, and that's about it. There just isn't any mech that is particularly good with that kind of buff that he does, especially since he ends the turn, has no board control or anything like that. Do I use Wi-Fi or is it connected? My connection is connected. Or, you know, it's wired to the router itself. It's also like 5 feet away from the router, so even if I was using Wi-Fi, which I don't, it'd still probably be fine. Yeah, I can literally touch it right now. I am touching my router right now with my left hand. It's that close to me. Though I'm not using Wi-Fi, it's a wired connection. I would show it, but then the connection would go off. I guess I could move my camera, but yeah, it's wired. Let's see, we'll go Uber step down. Get a furnace there. And we'll just poke it twice. And a smash, if it will click. Are you still planning on streaming a new account with the new patch? Yes, I'm actually going to be starting it a little bit beforehand. Wait, what is not safe for work? What did I do? I didn't do anything. Let's see. We'll go and put the brown over, take the other one. There's Ubistet. I don't have enough damage to use it for anything, though. Oh, you've never hit the question mark next to the summoning crystals before? Yeah, they tell you what 8 are actually craftable. To my knowledge, it's a perfect 1 in 8 chance, so I don't think they've ever actually confirmed that that is. But from what I've seen from actual data, it is a perfect 1 in 8 chance that you'll get any of the 8 that it shows. including the epic being the same chance as getting the 3 copies of the common. Okay, we'll go for the poke there. And dead. I am not sexually assaulting the router. It is fine. All I did was poke it. Actually, I almost felt like putting a PG or PG-13 warning on the story that we did yesterday. Just because there was some morbid moments. Like when he completely turns the... I forget who it was. But when he turns the person inside out and then back to normal. That was an interesting way to describe completely mutilating someone. It does it in like such a nonchalant way. It's like, okay, he just casually does this one day. It's like, okay. Well then. It actually really caught me off guard like the first time I read it. It's like, okay, he's going down that path with it. Also, he describes touching the goo thing very sexually. Surian, that is. Also, if you guys didn't read the story yet, we just posted that, of course, earlier today. It's pretty funny. Really looking forward to the entirety of it. And we will be reading all of them every Tuesday and posting them. They're posted every Monday on the forum under Lorekeeper section if you want to read it beforehand. Or you can just listen to me do it every Tuesday. Let's see. You have a team made of Gorgoltha, Earth's Fury. Earth's Fury is the other Mang, isn't it? I believe so. Dragon Soul and Glitter. And you have tough times with Dragon teams, Divine teams. You always skip. Let's see. Do you have KrissTigger instead of Glitter? Normally, with a team like that, you'd want to have KrissTigger instead of Glitter. Glitter you only bring out if you specifically, like, really need the Fairy Fire. It only really gains value if you're going to be doing about 3 casts or so. I feel like Ward Breaker or so would be one of the bigger values that you'd kind of get out of it. But, the biggest issue is using it as your only green tends to not be worth it. And at that point, you're better off just using KrissTigger if it's literally the only green on your team. Like, you can use it with Yagway to try giving him his mana. You can use it with Ward Breaker to try giving his mana while still doing the Fairy Fire stuff. If you're using it as your only green, it's pretty bad value. Yeah, if you have it laying around, I would definitely use KrissTigger instead of it. And use it more towards the front of your team, like towards second slot. So you have Gorgoltha, then KrissTigger as your frontline tank, which is basically going to be impenetrable. Still can die, but, you know, it's much harder to do so. Also, speaking about dying, we're actually going to lose to this. Luckily, he did not extra turn off that, though unless this hits the right targets, we're in trouble. And that hits exactly not the right targets. 2 HP. Please don't die to burn. You're going to. Double die to burn. Wow. Unfortunate. But it happens. Okay, on to the next one. Luckily, it's actually quicker just to speed lose than it is to bother playing it out most of the time. Which is the only really big downside of PvP. Like, Guild Wars actually does kind of reward you a decent amount. Or maybe not a decent amount, but, you know, it rewards you in some way, shape, or form for actually playing out the battle. Whereas PvP, it's basically, okay, once you know you lost, you just either evade the battle or let them kill you as quickly as possible. Generally evade the battle, but if you're pretty much already dead, you kind of just let it happen. Anyways, let's go and, what do we even need here? I guess we'll go take the green over. Try getting that up, go take another green, go from there. Get a nice little poke down, throw it onto Glaceon. Not like it matters too much. Well, I guess it will help so we can do more skull damage. Throw in Furnace, and then he pokes, and it goes down to Skull if we can actually find one. We do have 5 higher attack because we're using Knight, and we also have 20% additional based on our armor, which oddly enough actually becomes convenient because we also have 4 armor every single time we use Divine Protector. So oddly enough, that actually works out pretty nice. Is Dracos any good? Not really. True damage is pretty underwhelming at the moment. He can get excessively tanky, though, with a lot of HP. So he's good in that regard, but for the most part, you don't really use him much. Only reason you really bring him out is if you need, like, an alternative Crimson Bat. Honestly, in most instances, he's actually weaker than Crimson Bat, even though he's the higher rarity one, which seems kind of odd, but it is the case. But yeah, he's still perfectly fine if you want to use him. If you have him earlier on in the game or even in mid-game, you can use him in true damage teams. But other than a pure true damage team, you're never going to bother bringing him out. He's not one of those true damagers that you're really going to bring into a non-true damage team. He's one of them that you literally only ever use if you're using 4 times or 3 times true damage with a mana generator. Also, the other problem he has is he has no mana generation. So a lot of troops have that problem. No, if any troop that doesn't touch the board at all, unless their ability is insanely good, it's normally not used. Like if you check both of these teams right now, the only one thing that both of us has that doesn't actually touch the board, actually Dawnbringer does if you have it upgraded, but is Dawnbringer, assuming you have it +5 or lower, and Ubestet. And that's just because Dawnbringer has such high impact off its ability itself, and same as Ubestet. But unless something has a really good ability, if it automatically ends your turn, it's almost never worth using. Something that does like 1/4 the damage, but is really good at actually maintaining your turn can easily be better than something that does that 4 times as much, but end your turn immediately. Okay, we'll go and let's take a purple here. Mainly to counter Mercy, also because we need it. And let's get Infernus down. Oh, this team is so not that tanky when we're not using proper stuff. Keep forgetting how quickly hero dies out when you're not actually using a proper hero. Yeah, let's take a... Oh, I could have actually turned that. Oh, never mind. That works. Not what I meant to do, but still got the job done. Hey, we gained a level. Not like it matters. We still have like 36 more levels to go. Level 34 now. We're not even close to halfway there. Though luckily we gain levels pretty quick since it's still such a low level, but still. We got a long ways to go, but we have all the way until next Thursday, so we have plenty of time. Let's see, you got exactly what you wanted from a blue summoning stone. Very nice. Yeah, sometimes you can get lucky on them. More often than not, it takes forever. Let's see. But yeah, if I missed any other questions or anything that you guys want me to go over, let me know and I'll make sure to do so. Let's see. You're missing Infernus, so if he shows or Mercy, you'll help your Ishbala Ubestet team. Well, you don't need to have it for that. You could use the Mercy Mountain Crusher variant and go Mercy Mountain Crusher Ubestet Ishbala, and it'd still be perfectly fine to use. You can also use Divinia if you have, and throw either Hero or Mercy, followed by Divinia, Ubestet, and Ishbala. Still works just as well. In some degrees, the Divinia team is a higher win rate than what we're using now. It's slower overall, but you just get a gigantic mana accumulator into second slot, which is of course the Divine Ishbala, and then you just go crazy from there. Oops, I thought that was an extra turn. I don't know why. Or not the extra turn, but the Cascade of a 3. I didn't see that there was another 3 that I got on accident. Whoops, but we'll go move that over. First some Infernus, go from there, get our mana going. Yeah, nice to set down. And now we have to deal with Dawnbringer, which is annoying because barrier. We'll get rid of it with our own barrier. You know, armor, which is actually useful with this hero class since we do slightly more damage with our armor. Not like it's much. It basically is only 1 additional attack damage, but still, that's more than 0. Okay, we'll go move all that. And then just Ubestet it, assuming he doesn't end up killing itself out somehow. And there it goes. Or if it would have barriered, it also would have lived. Does setting a home kingdom give some benefits to troops? No. Currently, the only benefit that is obtained by setting a home kingdom is you will increase the tribute of the kingdom. So, for example, it basically just does it 2 times. So you can see right now, we're gaining twice the amount of glory that we would normally be obtaining from the tribute. Also, the percents will be fixed next patch. I believe quite a few kingdoms show 20%, which should actually be 30 currently. But those percents are fixed next patch. They still are working correctly right now. It's just they're visually showing the incorrect number. But that'll be fixed next patch. But anyways, yeah, basically you'd always set this to White Helm, assuming all kingdoms are even. Main reason for this is glory out of these 3, proportional to how much they give. Glory is the absolute best tribute, and since White Helm is pure glory, the only home kingdom that is excessively viable is White Helm. There's almost no reason to use any other home kingdom other than White Helm, unless one of your other kingdoms were higher upgraded at a given time. But assuming every single one is similarly upgraded, so for example, right now we have 30% on this one, which is the highest you can currently have. If we go under bonuses, this is tied at the absolute highest. So assuming your white helm is tied at the highest that you have of any of your kingdoms, it is always worth setting as your home kingdom in those instances. Otherwise, you'd put something which has whichever one of your kingdoms is the most upgraded, that has the highest amount of glory, is what you would want to set as your home kingdom. But yeah, that's basically how you go about that. There isn't really much of a need to worry about home kingdoms, though. It makes a very, very minuscule impact on the game. Like, ridiculously minuscule. Like, you just never even change your home kingdom. You'd probably never even notice. But I think there's actually a daily task that you have to do earlier on in the game that requires you to do it, just to teach you, like, hey, you can switch your home kingdom. This is an actual feature that isn't completely useless, kind of. It is. So that'll be interesting, too. I haven't actually seen a lot of the early game tasks. I know what some of them are, but obviously I haven't seen a good majority of them since I haven't had a lower level account since they added them. Basically, my main account got to 4 repeatable tasks every single time. Or, you know, when you can get 4 different ones each day. Is it logical to pair Scorpius with Plague? I wouldn't advise it. Generally, you build into, like, a Gorgotha, something in second slot, followed by, Weavern, followed by, Scorpius. It's generally the team you run with it. Basically, any frontline tank mana generator, followed by a damage source, followed by the Weavern, followed by Scorpius himself. Unfortunately, there is not a good brown poisoner, which is really needed. If they ever add one... Oh, it's lost. He Ubistetted before we got Ubistet. But, what was I mentioning? Yes. Weavern's about the only good brown at the moment that actually does poison, that synergizes with it. It actually poisons exactly what you need it to. It poisons the last 2 enemies, whereas Scorpius, of course, instantly kills the last 2 enemies if they are poisoned. So it's a really nice synergy. Unfortunately, there isn't a brown that automatically does it, or does poison to a degree where it's actually worth using with it. The only exception to that would be setting your hero onto a hero class that gets poison. There are a few hero classes. I forget what tree it's on. I believe it's under Darkness. I can't remember. But there is one tree that I think 3 hero classes have, 2 or 3, where you poison on every extra turn you do a random enemy, and that would actually be really good as a brown alternative to Weavern if you wanted to go down that route. You just use any brown weapon, like maybe a Mountain Crusher or something, or Mang, or, you know, any standard brown weapon that tends to get used, Earth's Fury, stuff like that. Yeah, generally, main reason you need the glory, well, there's a couple reasons. But yes, you mainly use it for the cards and for the pack thingies. But relative to the amount of time it takes to gain each of the resources, relative to the amount it gives during the tribute, gold takes under 1 battle. Souls take about 1 battle relative to the tribute amount. And glory, however, with how much glory it gives you, takes anywhere from about, depends on your amount, but it takes anywhere from about 2 to about 8 battles to actually obtain as much glory as you would from a single White Helm tribute. So the amount of battles you need to gain the relative amount of resources of the tribute is way, way, way higher, whereas gold is easily under 1 battle. It's technically like 0.2 of a battle, and souls can easily be done in 1 battle. Let's see. What is the same on Xbox? Also, you might be behind on the stream because I haven't mentioned Xbox for a while unless someone else did on chat. Okay, grab all that. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? I may actually go to dungeons before I forget. Also, how are we almost at 15,000 gems already? It feels like it's been going up higher more than recently. What have I been doing that hasn't been moving them down? I guess we haven't been buying the 50 dungeon packs, but I haven't been doing that for a while. I don't know why it feels like it's moving so quick as of recently. Seems odd. I guess I've just been playing a little bit more PvP than normal. But then that wouldn't make much of a difference, would it? I guess maybe if I'm just around more often? It doesn't seem like I'm around the computer more often, but that might just be it. Because I do gain a lot of gems per tribute. Almost, my average, I believe, is like 9 or 10 gems per tribute I take. So that really starts adding up over time, obviously. No, I haven't gotten anything from Salty for like 2 months now, 3 months. And normally if I do, it's specifically to be spent on a video. Like one of them was spent on when the new event thing came out. Sometimes they're spent to deliberately go and get a mythic, of course, the max and get it immediately. But no, it's normally only given if I specifically need to do something video-wise for it. Or if they want me to specifically cover something. What do I need to move? We'll go and, I'll take the yellow down. And let's get Ubistet. Oh, are summoning stones cross-platform? I remember I mentioned it in the past, and someone said on PS4, like, hey, they're not the same for me, or something like that. But, I don't know, maybe they made it the same as of recently. I don't know. I know in the past they weren't. But maybe they finally made them uniform. They might have finally made them uniform back when, they made a rotation for everything. So maybe they did finally make it uniform, I don't know. Regardless, they're almost never worth going for. As a newer player, they are, and I probably will be on my Let's Play account a decent amount. But as a late game player, you're basically just burning your souls. There's no reason to ever get them. Okay, and there we go. The best use of glory is really subjective, isn't it? Yes. There's basically two ways to use glory, but which one is better is definitely arguable. I normally say that it's actually not as worth going for glory keys, and that it's better just saving them for the packs, the glory packs. This is mainly because it expedites obtaining arcane trait stones, particularly in the 400 packs where you gain 2 at once for 200 glory each. It expedites the trait stone obtaining off of these. You still get some glory keys back, still get some gold keys, you get some actual physical gold, and you get some minor trait stones. The argument against buying these is, and you also get new content, much of which tends to be pretty decent most of the time. And also you generally don't have this content. Well, you almost guarantee don't have it because it just came out. But the reasoning behind not doing these is specifically doing glory keys. If you were to only really ever do glory keys and only get like maybe 1 copy of this each time, you'll be getting a lot more legends and a lot more mythics. Which is generally the argument for, as well as a lot more gems, or slightly more gems, because this does have a chance of dropping gems as well, the glory keys. So that's basically the argument for using glory keys, because it gives you more, or at least a chance at getting late game content. It's a really low chance, but still more of a chance than what mass buying these are. My main reasoning behind these is it saves you a lot of time of having to actually arcane farm, or arcane farm trait stones, which can take hours upon tens of hours. To do literally every troop in the game. I think it takes around 500 hours? I don't even know these days. It's some kind of absurd amount of hundreds of hours. And doing it through Glory will actually get it done in 0 hours. It would take you like maybe 30 minutes total of actually just spamming the buy button, because there's not currently a multi-buy. But it does not take that long, since you would naturally gain the Glory automatically. And then you just have to keep throwing down the Glory when you specifically need the trait stones. But that's my main reason behind it, because you don't need to go and invest any time into trait stone farming, or at least very minimal time into trait stone farming. Whereas if you only did glory keys, you'd be spending a lot more time having to constantly keep getting trait stones, which isn't too bad, because trait stone farming actually is the quickest way to gain hero EXP. It's around 140 to about 200 HP per hour, approximately an average of about 180 per hour. But still, aside from that, that's the only really good reward you're really getting from it, that and the trait stones, which is why you normally don't see me doing it. Mainly doing a lot of PvP, because other than all the other resources that it gives, we mainly need this for the ingots, as there aren't too many ways to obtain them as of currently. We'll go into this one. Hello, Medieval, welcome. Oh, Spoilers of War, I would say, is the least worth it of the things you could really spend glory on. Well, not the absolute least worth. Technically, the least worth thing is to spend it on souls. The absolute worst thing is to use it on souls. You should never do that. Something that you should very minimally do, though if you're a newer player, it might be fine to do it, is spend them on maps. Once you have Tyree, you can farm like 50 to 100 maps per hour pretty easily. But especially if you have double Tyree, all you really need to do is run it with Dryad, Goblin Shaman, or Green Seer, Giant Spider. Green Seer, Giant Spider, of course, being slightly more expensive, but way more efficient. But you can easily gain tens of dozens of maps per hour, so don't really need to go and buy them. But as far as the other things, that basically brings it down to the Path to Glory, or whatever it is called, the Spoilers of War, I mean. Spoilers of War, whatever the new troop is, and the Glory Keys themselves. And of those three, I'd probably rank definitely the Spoilers of War lowest. And it's just really a toss-up between the other two, like we were just mentioning earlier. But yeah, Spoilers of War, basically the biggest issue with that is 180 glory is a lot of resources to throw just for one event key. That's basically 9 glory keys, and you basically have to factor in, is one event key worth 9 glory keys? And I would personally say no, it is not. Maybe 5 glory keys, maybe 6 glory keys. But anything higher than that, I don't think it's really worth it, and is way higher than that. So, I don't know, I personally feel like, yeah, at that point, you might as well just be throwing it. If you specifically wanted, like, a physical key, I think you would want to just buy the 9 glory keys instead of the Spoilers of War. You do get a few other things from Spoilers of War, but unless you're specifically needing those maps, I wouldn't really do it. Also, another reason why you don't normally buy maps is, generally, if you need maps, you just buy Spoilers of War, because you're already getting 60 worth of maps. And that basically drops the event key down to only costing 6 glory keys. And at that point, like I mentioned, it is kind of worth it for only 6 glory keys. But for if you don't need the maps at all, then it's definitely not worth it. Well, you don't have to throw money for ad event keys. You can easily get them over time through gems that you get throughout the game. Also, once you reach late game guilds, if you're going to be trying to head into any, you gain a lot of event keys from legendary tasks. I haven't needed to even spend gems on event keys for a while now. That's another reason why we've actually been accumulating resources too. We've gone a very long time without needing to spend anything on gem keys or event keys. And the main reason for this is I believe my guild has just been more active recently, just because with ingots and everything in the most recent patch, there's been more incentive to actually play PvP, which gets a lot of gold, which gives us a lot more stuff, which means we need to spend less gems overall. I feel like that has happened to several guilds, probably, where they're doing more now because there's more incentive to do so. Okay, we'll get a oops that down. Like, even my guild, I think there's like 5 people over 3 million this week. But then again, that's kind of pretty standard these days. And someone did, I think, 11 million the other week. Do you think treasure maps will ever have a additional use? I hope so. I definitely hope they will. If they don't, I don't know what I'll be doing with my stack. I'm just going to be gathering forever. I think we're at like 4,000, 5,000. I don't even know how big the stack is at this point. It is too big. I know that. I think it takes about 60 hours if I was to use every map I have, which technically isn't really that much time, but the reward we would get for doing so is pretty pitiful. We'd pretty much get more rewards from doing 60 hours of PvP. Alright, we'll go take the red down. Go to Skolos. Also, I could never stand doing it for that long. If I do treasure hunt, I do like a few at a time and then stop. It's not really something I could like sit in forever. Some people do like doing it and just playing over and over again. And honestly, on a lower level account, I actually don't mind doing that. It just feels like it's going nowhere if I do it on a high level account. Like on a low level account, you actually need like every single one that drops. It's actually a lot of fun. But obviously, you eventually reach the point in the game probably around level 300, 500, probably more so 500 plus, where you basically never touch a map ever again unless the event objective says, hey, go do maps this week. That's the only time you really touch them after that. Yeah, they're just normally not that worth it. Also, I'd even check to see how many I had. I just clicked on the map to go use it real quick. But let's go do one real quick. We're already here. We'll just rush through it. See what we get. Generally, you almost always rush through it this late in the game just because you have so many maps, and it's more profit per hour actually rushing it than playing it out. Oddly enough, due to 4x speed, it is really bad value to actually play out maps properly. I don't know if they'll ever make some kind of change. The change that they would need to make for that to actually make it worth it is to increase the reward that red chests give, but particularly the reward that vaults give would need to be increased in some way, shape, or form, or add some more modern resources to it, like give the chance of like ingots and stuff like that. But in the current state of this game mode, it is yeah, not that good as far as for late game resources. Oh, go forget all that. Looks like we actually got a gem. It is still the best way to gain gems, by the way. It's one of the reasons why I think they're hesitant to actually buff treasure maps, because you can gain about 60 gems per hour. It's around 50 to 60 gems per hour. And if you throw all the gold and all the glory you get during this, you can bump it up to about 70 to 80 gems per hour from doing treasure maps, if you just keep doing exactly what we did over and over and over again. Yeah, this might be one of the main reasons. Because there's actually no infinite repeatable thing in the entire game that gives more gems than Treasure Hunt does. And we have 5,056 maps. Ridiculous amount of maps, that is for sure. Do you use your maps every week to farm gems? You buy every day both Diamond offers on PS4? I definitely would, at least on Diamond Day, if I had the option. I don't think it would be worth it literally every single day, though, personally. I was doing that initially, but or you know, not the $5 ones, because of course only on PS4 does it cost gems for both of them. But I was doing that initially. I eventually stopped when Bounty Hunter came out, because I figured, oh, we might as well just throw it all on Bounty Hunter and just not bother with the other thing, because Bounty Hunter just gives so much more. So I kind of just stopped. We also reached a point where I don't need diamonds, since we were so completions already. We have enough to craft like 6 mythics right now, so we only need 1,000 more. And actually, if we go and convert our jewels over, we pretty much already have that. So, yeah, we can craft about 6 mythics, so I don't really need to worry about them anymore. So, my main priority as far as what I spend gems on, this uber late in the game, is mainly new game modes and already existing gem sinks, basically. And that's about it. So, things like occasionally the class events, which isn't even that good of a value. Maybe I'll start doing pets eventually when they're required for kingdom upgrades. At the moment, they're still kind of a waste. Bounty Hunter is the main thing I tend to throw it on. That eats up about 1,000 gems or so. A little bit higher, but you get a bunch of gems back. You actually get more than 1,000 gems worth back in resources, obviously. But you're still burning through about 1,000 gems total as far as actual gem value. And other than that, dungeon on like what's it called? On Sunday for 50. And other than that, raids and evasions, I throw 850 on each week of those two, which eats up, obviously, 850. Well, we do get about 50 of them back, I believe, from various stuff. So it eats up about 800 or so. And, yeah, then we just go from there. And that gives us a bunch of legendary ingots, which is the main reason I do that. Also, it gives us more battles to make sure that the guild actually gets the thing completed, which has actually helped out a lot. We haven't not completed it a single time since they added legendary ingots to it, which is kind of cool. Which is actually really wonderful, because now we always get the major orb guarantee. I think we only missed it once, maybe twice. Once was because we were missing members. The other reason, not quite sure why it happened. I think we had like 3 people who were kind of away that week. So it was like during an vacation week, like about a month or 2 ago. Like kind of right when summer break started, so. When you stop with tier 5, yes, I do tier 5 for raids and evasions. The requirement for my guild's only tier 3, but I personally do tier 5. Just because it gives you 21 legendary ingots, and there's still a need to go and get all the legendary weapons upgraded. Also, I never did do a video on legendary weapons yet, did I? I'll probably do that next week for invasions, because that'll be the most relevant time at this point to go and do it. I mean, raids, not invasions. But we'll probably go over it again then. I actually have a small reserve saved up in case I need them for new weapons coming into the game. I'm actually deliberately saving them just because if there's something new content-wise that gets added to the game, that is really good, fully maxed, I want to make sure I have the legendary ingots for it. So I currently have enough to upgrade 1 legendary weapon. So if the next weapon next week is really good, or the one on invasions is really good, I'll be able to instantly go and upgrade it. So that's actually why I'm holding the legendary ingots. If any of you are wondering, like, why on earth am I not throwing them down on anything? It's because I'm deliberately saving them for new content in case it's relevant to put it on them, just so we can show what it looks like max to see if it's actually worth it or not. But yeah, that's why I'm holding out on legendary ingots currently, because you never know. For all we know, we could get like the new Mang with like even good perks or something, or some kind of other amazing thing, like a new Mountain Crusher that's a different color that has better perks than Mountain Crusher or something. Who knows? Let's see. The pet tomorrow gives a Blighted Lands bonus. Wait, why did someone say Glacial Peaks? What was that in relevance to? Let's see. You're missing 13 mythics and 2 legendaries? That's not too bad. Definitely don't bother crafting the legendaries. You'll get those naturally way before you get the 13 mythics, obviously. But, yeah, being only needing 13 mythics isn't really too bad. You'll get several of them naturally. You'll eventually reach the point, or probably already at the point, where you're gaining enough resources from your guild that you'll almost be able to get every new mythic. Not every single one, maybe, but you'll probably be able to get about half of them or so. And then you just worry about diamond crafting the rest for the most part, and just hope you get the last little few. Only thing that'll really slow you down is constantly getting repeats, unfortunately, from random drops, but it happens. It's one of the reasons why generally once you reach the halfway of all mythics point, you start just getting every new mythic, regardless of if it's good or not. Just because it helps get you everything in the game quicker. Because you have a guaranteed chance of getting a mythic you don't own. It might be a horrible mythic, but it's a guaranteed chance that it's one you do not currently own. When you do it, like, for this week, for example, where you can get Arachnine Weaver. Do you think treasure maps will ever have... Oh, never mind, I already answered that. Let's see, I believe that was everything then. Does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow going over the Blight... I keep saying Blight Lands. Bright Forest Pet bonus, little kitty. And, of course, then the following day will be Sorcerer class, and we'll go over Sorcerer class. Still don't know what teams I want to show for it. Sorcerer is actually pretty underwhelming for the most part. It does have Doomstorm, but it doesn't synergize at all with the class, which is really weird. If we were to use it, we'd be using it literally just for the quick Doomstorm, and that's about it. Should you disenchant your excess mythic copies? No. Well, you can if you really wanted to, but I am personally saving all of mine in case something ever came, like higher rarity added to the game, or who knows what they would do. But, I don't know. I would still keep them just in case. I have 8 copies of Plague. It's nice to kind of just show off. I think some people have like 10 or 12 copies of some mythics, but, I don't know. You can if you want to. The value's really bad. I think it gives like 150 souls or something. Yeah, 150 souls. No, even less than that. Wait, what? Yeah, 150 souls. Which is pitiful that you would only get that much for something that ridiculously hard to obtain. But yeah, you should never really disenchant your stuff, ever. Or at least not your mythics and stuff. I don't know. I'd personally never disenchant anything. Unless you, like, really wanted the souls, but I don't know. We could get 2.8 million more souls if we wanted to by clicking that button. And technically all you need is 4 copies of each one to Mythic. But I don't know, I'm holding out in case they ever do add another rarity. If you look at that card, there is enough room to add another star. Actually, there's enough room to add 2 stars. But you never know, they might add more rarity in the future. We'll have to see. Kingdoms, with the way they have them, looks like they'll eventually go up to level 30. And they might do the same thing with these. They could go and add another star right there, boom, level 25. Another star right there, boom, level 30. I'm pretty sure that would never happen, but just in case, you never know. And I'm holding out my things just in case. They've done it before. They said they wouldn't go higher than Legend for a little bit of time. And then it's like, oh, here's Mythics, by the way, out of nowhere after we disenchanted everything. And you never know, they might do it again like a few years down the line. It won't be anytime soon. If they ever did do that, it'll be like 3, 4, 5 years down the line, most likely. But I would still save them just in case. At least until maybe they revamp the disenchanting system. The current disenchanting system is still set up from day 1 of the game. And of course, they're finally getting around next patch to finally revamping this map, which has been the same since day 1 of the game. And you never know, they might eventually revamp other stuff since day 1, like disenchanting and challenges and stuff like that. But yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that is relatively dated, like 3.5 years ago, dated from this game. And they're probably slowly going to be changing them over time. And the disenchanting system will probably be one of those things. And there's no way they're ever going to nerf the disenchanting system. The only way they're ever going to go with it is buffing it. Maybe they'll add diamonds to it or shards or something. Who knows? But in the current state of disenchanting, it is really horrifically bad value to disenchant anything above epic or higher rarity. It's fine to do commons, rares, and ultra rares. But anything higher than that is just a pure waste, pretty much, relative to how hard it is to obtain them, relative to what it actually gives you. Also, do keep in mind, always get them to 4 copies of Mythic. Send everything to Mythic and then get 4 copies of it before you bother disenchanting them. Even if it's the most useless strip in the game, you still want to get it ascended, because you're going to need it for kingdom upgrades. But yeah, disenchanting you basically never really use, though. Even once you reach that point. Hello, Narvretti. Welcome. Which class is the best to use? Titan. Titan, Priest, and Assassin are the best 3, I would say. Overall, I'd probably say Titan. Even though Priest is pretty decent at the moment, I feel like Titan into the future, unless they nerf it. They actually like randomly buffed it like a few weeks ago, almost a month ago. But I'd say Titan overall is the absolute best hero class. half mana start to all giants, which is pretty good. There's a lot of giants spread throughout a lot of kingdoms because of the 6 trolls. Think about like 8 to 10 kingdoms actually have giants in them. Other than that, it has Enrage, it has Barrier Spam, it has the most immunes of any hero class in the game, or tied at the most immunes. It has extra magic to elementals. It has giant synergy and its perks as well as the half mana start. And it's just overall just insanely good. It covers basically everything you need. It's best in slot for raids and evasions every single time, and just stuff like that. One of the first daily tasks you get on a new account is to disenchant a troop. I am aware of that. I probably should do a video on that, kind of saying, hey, don't disenchant your stuff. I am aware that that is a thing. I noticed it when I was making the beta account thingy, that like one of the almost first things it says is, hey, go disenchant a troop. Look at how wonderful it is to destroy your progress. Could you imagine if someone disenchanted like a legend or a mythic? It's like, ooh, 100 souls or 150 souls. They should add like a gigantic warning, like, hey, you should not be doing this. Honestly, I feel like they should make it impossible to disenchant legends or mythics, just so newer players don't accidentally do it. Probably even epics, because a lot of newer players, like, they get their kingdom epic, or they'll get something like Luther from Broken Spire, and it's like, ooh, 75 souls. I need that more than I need Luther. Let's go disenchant him. Which is obviously a bad idea, but it happens. I think I actually did that to a couple of my first ones when the game first started, though you have to keep in mind souls were way more scarce then than they are now. They're still relatively scarce earlier on in the game, but nowhere near compared to what they were before. Before 75 souls could take you like 15 minutes to get as a newer player. Now you can do that in like 2 maps in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But anyways, guys, I'll be heading off for now. I hope you all have a wonderful week. We'll be back, as I mentioned, tomorrow for the kitty, for the Bright Forest. Then the following day will be the sorcerer class. And then Friday and Saturday we'll have some redeem codes and kind of just be chilling and messing around with a bunch of stuff. Probably mainly getting Knight leveled because I need to make sure that gets leveled for next Thursday. Other than that, that's pretty much anything. If I have any information I'm allowed to say on 4.0, I will make sure to do so. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Best of luck with everything. Don't forget our Arachnean Weaver is still available till Friday. Or if you don't want Arachnean Weaver, make sure to save your keys until after Friday. Though for the most part, you'd probably just want to save it for next kingdom. So probably just save them for that at this point, because that'll be the next big thing to really throw keys on, as well as the one I'll be doing it on, is assuming that the new kingdom is coming in approximately 3 weeks or so. Currently it says the 24th, though of course it could change. If that is the case, that'll be when I'm throwing down a lot of my gem keys. That gem key stack is going to burn down to a very small number. But we're going to do it until we get every legend from the new kingdom, and I believe there's 2 if I'm not mistaken. So we'll keep doing that until we get both of them, and then maybe some glory keys as well. And yeah, we'll go from there. If I'm not mistaken, some of the lower rarity stuff in the new kingdom is actually not too bad. They're pretty unique. We're also getting some kind of new really good Devour too, which is pretty cool. Anyways, guys, hello Lewis, and goodbye everyone. Enjoy the week. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye everyone.